What's poppin', everyone? This is Saberwolf94. Got another fighting deck to show off to you guys, featuring Lycanroc GX, of course. If you guys haven't realized yet, I really dig this Pokemon. Really cool. It's nice when Pokemon that I like are also good competitively. Makes things more fun, makes things better, I think. But anyway, so yeah, this is Lycanroc with Dugtrio. Um, in my I guess deck titles and stuff, I call this fast deck uh, because it's supposed to be a fast, one energy attack, two energy attack kind of deck. But yeah, we're not gonna call that fast deck in the titles and stuff. It's basically Lycanroc and Dugtrio. Now I got a few more cards, so I've managed to update Gliscor Lycanroc as well. As you guys can see, we have four of these guys now, and yeah, a bunch of other cards that you'll see. But yes, the main focus of this deck is to have an attacker like Dugtrio, that's just a stage 1 Pokemon, only uses 1 energy for Earthquake, that does 1 for 60. Fast, pretty good. Now this does do 10 damage to each of your bench Pokemon, but we have Mime. We'll make sure to get Mime quickly enough. And the thing is, Diglett, our small guy, also has a very good ability called Submerge. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, it doesn't get any bench damage from attacks by your opponent and by yourself as well. Probably won't use Dig Through, but pretty good original, fighting type Pokemon uh, from Evolutions. It's cool to use this art. I wish I could use the Ductor from Evolutions as well, but yeah, this one is easier to use. Yeah, Rock Tumble, you probably will never use this because just for the same damage, it basically, yeah, you don't do 10 damage to your guys, but it's a waste to put a DCE to use this attack, Rock Tumble. So you'll never use it, even though it's not affected by resistance. Okay, so Lycanroc, you really want to take advantage of Bloodthirsty Eyes, having four of these guys, mess with your opponent, switch your guys up. Uh, Hopefully, maybe you get something like a support Pokemon that gets stuck there. Maybe you grab something to kill. Now, even though I'm trying to make this like LuxChomp style deck, like with the pull-off of Bloodthirsty Eyes and attacking quick with Dugtrio, doing 60 for 1 these days is not like it was when Luxray GL Level X did 60 for 1 back then. And yeah, it's not going to be exactly the same, but I'm going to do my best to make it work. It's still pretty strong, Bloodthirsty Eyes, picking up dudes. Uh, you can attack quickly enough if you put a fighting energy and a DCE on this guy with Claw Slash. It's going to do pretty solid damage. Dangerous Rogue, you guys know is very good. Great Pokemon. Both of them are weak to grass, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. For another guy, I decided to run Taurus GX. I think this guy is still kind of decent enough. Uh, the same concept, if you put a DCE, he can do 1 for 60. And the other attacks, if they damage his ass, get better. Unfortunately, I do not run Fighting Fury Belt in this deck. It would work great against him, with him, I mean. But yeah, it is what it is. Still a solid Pokemon. Uh, and for the last Pokemon, Tapu Lele, this thing can attack as well. We do run 4 DCEs, but of course you use this for Wonder Attack. Excellent supporting Pokemon. It's amazing. So for consistency, we run a bunch of shit. Of course, you run the Bridget, grab a bunch of basics. This is very good if you get it early, or if you get Tapu Lele, transform into Bridget. We have Lily. This is a very nice supporter. I started using it uh, in the recent month, I think. Not sure. But yeah, it's because I managed to get a full R2, so that helps. But yeah, this is pretty good. Once again, if you get a bunch of bench Pokemon uh, early, or maybe you want to play this when you play first. Like if you have this first, when you go first, maybe you have an Ultra Ball or Tapu Lele and stuff like that, you definitely want to do the little first turn combo and draw like 7 to 6 cards easily. Uh, Draw until you have 8 cards in your hand is very good if you're pretty thin. I've managed to draw 7 cards with this once. It's pretty cool. Uh, since we don't have a lot of amazing supporters like Chorus and stuff now, uh, you kind of have to rely on stuff like this, but she's still pretty good. Okay, then we got our standard ends, got a reverse, yay, uh, sycamores and stuff. I usually never want to max this guy out. Sometimes I do. Yeah, I really wish there was chorus and other shit. But anyway, we got Kukui. It's a straight draw too. It's decent enough, pretty good. And the 20 damage does help amazingly in decks like this that want to focus on add-on damage and what have you. I also run one Shauna. We don't have anything much better. I wish it was draw 6, but it'll do. One Skyla. Maybe I would run like one more of this. I'm thinking, should I drop Shauna or should I drop another card that I'm thinking about? I'm not really sure. Maybe we should drop one of our tech cards for one of this. But for now, one Skyla. It wouldn't be bad if you want to run more. Now for straight up item support, we have our Professor's Letter. Uh, grab 2 basic energies. There's a lot of special energies in this deck, so one is enough. Uh, Energy Lotto. This can also grab an energy, and if we get lucky, hopefully we grab a DCE or Strong Energy. Maybe this is one of the techs that maybe you want to get rid of and put a Skylar or something. It's up to you. For now, I'm trying it out. Uh, got one Nest Ball. One is enough because we're also running Brook Heal, grabbing us basic fighting Pokemon. And I also have the 2 Ultra Balls for Tapu Lele and uh, Lycanroc GX. Well, you can search basically anything with this, but yeah, the little combos with Lily, pretty good. Um, for hand and I guess deck recovery, we got Pokemon Stretcher, pretty good, and Super Rod. Maybe you don't want to run both of these cards, uh, or maybe you want to run 2 Stretchers. It depends. This isn't a very like I guess you want to recover energy to the deck kind of thing, but I decided to keep running it. I'm not really sure, but it is what it is. Um, Other items are basic, standard cards that I run in my skeletons. You got the Fuel Blower. I run 2 of these since we don't have Started Megaphone and stuff. This is like the tool and stadium removal card we have now, Field Blower. So I'm running 2. Pretty good. Uh, Run the Enhance Hammer. You can also replace this with another supporter card like Skylar or something. And I do run my Switch and my Floatstone. Where the hell is Floatstone? Oh, there it is. For tools, now that I mentioned Floatstone, we got the obligatory choice band. Would run more if I have it, maybe one more. And I got some bodybuilding dumbbells. This is a very good card, kind of underrated, I think. Uh, since there are some good Stage 1 GX Pokemon with 200 HP or more, the 40 extra that we can give Lycanroc can help. It can really like mess with our opponent, especially since I don't have anything better to put on this guy on. And it helps with Dugtrio too. It's going to make it a 130 Pokemon, and that's not that amazing compared to when things like Eviltal and Raikou would hit 160 and 170 if you put the Fighting Fear belt on. But it's still something. If this guy can survive at least one hit, that's good enough for me. And yeah, I almost forgot about Evo Soda. This is a consistency card too. Only run one. It's basically for Dugtrio. And perhaps sometimes you may want to grab Lycanroc, but yeah, you want to use the ability and disrupt. Um, and I guess there's the Stadium 2, Parallel City, the last stadium. Um, this kind of fucks with your opponent when they want to have a big bench and stuff. There's not really many other generic good stadiums for me, I think. Of course, I could have run, more Brooklyn Heal for consistency, but, it kind of clogs. It can kind of clog. So, yeah, I think it wouldn't be bad if you want to run more. It wouldn't be bad even if you want to run 4 and shit, maybe, because consistency is consistency. But for now, I'm trying Parallel City. Yeah, and that's basically everything besides the energies. Quite straightforward. 4 strong energies. You have to run this. It's what makes fighting decks good. Um, well, one of the things that helps them become very good, to be honest. The 20 extra damage is amazing. It's your add-on. It really is great. You have to run 4, and we do run 4 DC in this kind of a deck. I decided to go for 4 instead of 3 because there is heavy focus on Lycanroc GX this time, and we also run Taurus GX and stuff. So yeah, maybe it kind of fucks with Dugtrio, but it's a 3-3 line. It's not really like a 4-4 line. Like I've had games and I've had a build with this where it was 3 of this guy and 4 of this guy, pretty much because I only had 3 Lycanroc. But now that I have 4, I shifted more focus to him instead. And yeah, so this is 8 special energies, so Energy Lotto has targets to hit. Now the sad thing is, one of the weaknesses of this deck is you are very vulnerable to Enhanced Hammer. This can fuck with you a lot. It can fuck with Lycanroc GX especially. If they get rid of your DCE, or if you put a special fighting energy and hoping to put the DCE next turn to attack, if they get rid of it, they fuck with you very, very efficiently. Um, it's a weakness of this deck. It's a weakness of any deck that runs a lot of special energies. But you're gonna have to deal with it. If you're clever enough, you try and time them right. I mean, in this case, the special energies are more than the regular fighting energies, which is why I kind of wanted to maybe get rid of 1 DCE and put another basic fighting energy. That probably wouldn't be bad, but I don't know, maybe we'll run special charge too if we want to recycle them. I'm not really sure. We're going to test, we're going to try with this. It worked out fine so far, so yeah. Sometimes, people, they may not even run Enhanced Hammer at all, and that's just how it is, a tech card, but not everyone is going to run it. But the good news is, you can attack with Dugtrio with 1 energy. If you put the strong energy, you want to attack, and then if they get rid of it, okay. And same with Tauros, I guess. You put the DC, you want to attack. You guys know. You should know. 5 fighting energy, basic ones. It's gonna do the job. We probably don't even need Professors Letter with such a low count, I think, but I decided to still run it. So this is basically the deck, guys. It's pretty straightforward. Like I've said before, there's a lot of partners and shit you can do with Lycanroc GX, I think. This is another thing that I'm trying out. I wish I could find a better Pokemon to pair Lycanroc with than Dugtrio, because the HP sucks, and I don't really want to hit my guys and always have to hope that I have Mime around. But yeah, uh, that's the deck, guys. I'm gonna post some games with it, and I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Hope you guys subscribe. Hope you guys leave a like. That's pretty sweet. Share this with your friends. they want to learn about some decks. I'm not exactly sure how budget this guy is, but the rest of these cards should be budget. I mean, of course, you're gonna avoid full arts and shit. Like Bridget full art is probably expensive, I think. But things like Dugtrio and shit, nobody gives a fuck about these Pokemon. Uh, well, this of course is gonna be expensive as fuck. Uh, I don't really want to recommend you play things like Zoroark, the new GX Zoroark or Artillery. It might not be efficient enough in this kind of a deck. This deck is supposed to be as fast as possible, but if you don't have a choice, um, maybe you can just run more supporters like Sycamore and shit. But yeah, don't really. I don't think Octillery and Zoroark can help a lot in this. I mean, Zoroark is good because it can attack. So maybe you can do a Zoroark or Lycanroc, and that's pretty cool. Here's a deck idea right there. But Octillery, I don't really think so. But that's the deck, guys. Hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends if they like shit like this. Pretty cool. And what's up?